Hi everyone. Well, today turned out to be a very warm day indeed. Much warmer than some people were expecting. In fact, it was temperatures reached. Well, some of the private weather stations around the island were picking up on temperatures around 26 to 28 degrees Celsius. And some of these may not be completely accurate, but the general temperature right across the island was very high and easily well into the mid 20s. So this is what we were having across the island today. This is at 1 p.m. and you can see here that the temperatures really did rise, and central and northern parts of the island were the warmest areas. With like I said, in some of these areas here, some of the readings, should I say, were up to around 26 to 28 degrees Celsius. So yeah, it was very warm indeed. In fact, tomorrow looks like it's going to continue pretty much the same as well. So anyway, let's start off here. What we've got here is the weather map, the synoptic chart for the next few days. This is going to be, and you can see the warm air. We usually overlay the winds, but we thought we overlay the temperatures on this one just to show how warm it's been. So you can see this warm air across southern England. We've got this area of high pressure that's stretching right out into Europe. And as we move through tonight and into tomorrow, not too much changes really. We still got this very warm air across us, although as we start to head towards the weekend, things start to change a little bit. We start to see this high pressure is getting a little bit weak by this point. So on Saturday it's still with us and we still got this warm air coming up, but the high pressure is getting a little bit weaker. And then as we start to move through Saturday and into Sunday, we start to get influenced by this area of low pressure out here in the Atlantic, and the wind. You can see the wind arrows, they're turning around into the west or west southwest, and that pretty much continues then through Sunday and Monday. In fact, really, as we head through the week, it's going to be a lot cooler, and there'll be some showery spells of rain at times, and like I said, it will feel quite cool as well, especially compared to what we've had. Later on in the week, there could be the odd dry spell, but there's still these areas of low pressure moving through. In fact, behind one of the areas of low pressure towards Friday, it looks like it's going to turn really quite chilly, with even the risk of some nighttime frost returning, which is going to be a bit of a shock to everyone. And in fact, even towards the end of next weekend, we've still got areas of low pressure over us or nearby. So this warm weather isn't going to be returning in the near future. So anyway, this is the cloud map for tonight, or for this evening. This is at 7 p.m. You can see the time and date up here, and this is based on the GFS computer model, which is widely available to anyone online. Now, what you can see here is we've got a little bit of cloud developing at times, but really it's going to be pretty clear right through the night. But the temperatures will be falling away. And as the temperatures fall away, we're going to start to see some risk of some mist and fog patches developing. Now this is a humidity map. Now it's just showing how much moisture is in the atmosphere, and you can see here, if you can see the colours here represented here. So we're looking at this evening, maybe 70% humidity, maybe 75. Obviously over the sea, over the water, the humidity is going to be a little bit higher, but it's not desperately high. And as you can see as you go through the night, the humidity rises, which is quite normal. But then tomorrow morning, we've still got very high humidity around the coast that's through tomorrow, and also into Saturday. Early Saturday morning as well, we've got a lot of humidity, so that's a sign we could start to see some mist and fog developing. We did mention this earlier in the week, that there was a risk of this. We weren't too sure, to be completely honest, how high the risk was. It was just a slight risk really, but the risk does increase through tomorrow, so we could see a bit of mist and fog on the east and south coast, especially in towards early Saturday morning as well. So let's have a quick look at the wind and the temperature for tonight. Well, you can see these shades of blue here showing the wind strength. So we're seeing anywhere between 0 and 3 miles per hour. Very light winds right across the island, and that's going to continue through most of the night. I mean, this is at 11 p.m. and the temperature is still 13, 14, 15 degrees Celsius. Although as we head through the night, the temperatures do start to drop away a little bit. So by the early hours of the morning, we're seeing 9s and 10s, maybe 11 degrees Celsius in a few places, but one or two spots in some of the valleys and some of the marshlands, may fall as low as 6 or 7 degrees. I mean, this will be very localised, but you know that the risk is always there, so it could be quite chilly. And in these areas, we're likely to see some mist and fog developing as well. In fact, some of these mist and fog patches could become quite widespread, especially in low-lying areas. And the winds will stay pretty light through the night, although maybe picking up a little bit out here in the west. So we're going to see up to around 12 miles per hour, but generally rather variable. So this is the cloud map for tomorrow morning, and you can see, well, it's pretty much nothing at all. Although it does struggle to pick up low-lying cloud and mist, and so we're not going to rule out the risk of the mist and fog in coastal parts of the island, perhaps the south, maybe the west, but most probably in the east. You know, it is going to be a bit of a risk, but in general, normal cloud cover, from which is usually from about 1,000 foot upwards, is very unlikely we're going to see anything, although perhaps later on in the evening we're going to start to see a little bit pushing up from the south. So the day's going to start off quite chilly in a few places, but like I said, it'll be very light. There'll be very light winds, and you can see here the winds will still be light. This is at 8 AM, and we've got temperatures 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, but they will rise quite quickly across the island. And so by midday we're looking at around 20, and then by 2 PM we've got temperatures of 22, 23, 24 across the island once again, and the wind will remain light all day and mostly variable, but coming in from the coast, around the coast should I say, coming in from the sea around the coast, which are going to be sea breezes, and they could possibly get up to around 10 miles per hour. Just overlay the temperature colours here, so you can see the warmest places again, much like today will be in more central parts of the island. We could see 24, maybe 25 degrees Celsius. You know, I won't even rule out the odd 26. Around the coast, we're looking at anywhere between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius. You know, the winds aren't going to be too strong though, so this will only be right on the beaches. And just come inland, you know, a mile or two, and temperature's going to be up in the 20s. But the temperatures in the mid-20s, pretty widespread across the island in fairly light winds. So now it looks like there could be a few changes developing as we move through into Saturday and especially into Sunday. But as we move into Saturday, we've still got clear spells overnight, perhaps a little bit coastal mist still. But as we overlay the wind directions as well, you can see the winds are still coming in from the east-southeast, but we start to see this cloud developing. I mean, this is at 4 AM on Saturday morning, and then by 7 AM, you know, we're starting to see this cloud develop. And that's a sign of some potential showers developing. So we're still at 7 AM here, at 10 AM, and then at 1 PM, we start to see these showers developing. They'll probably develop over land as well, which these ones over the land could be potentially really quite heavy. But you know, some of these showers developing over France and over the English Channel could start to push up towards us later on in the day and maybe in towards the evening, and you can see these by these colours here, you know, some potentially very heavy showers. And of course showers that develop this way are very likely to be thundery, so we could see some lightning developing. Could be quite frequent in a few places, but this doesn't mean that we're going to get direct hits from thunderstorms, you know, because as with the nature of showers, they're very scattered, so you know, they could be just to the west, just to the east. But it seems very likely that there's going to be some very heavy thundery showers around Saturday afternoon and into the evening. We're still thinking the heaviest showers may be over the mainland, but you know, we still may get some developing and coming up from the south. But of course, we'll let you know about that a little bit closer to the time. So anyway, that's it for the moment. This morning's forecast is still valid, of course, if you want to use that for tomorrow's winds and temperatures. Everything's pretty much the same. There doesn't seem to be anything new we need to add on to that. And like I said, we'll give you more updates in the next couple of days. So that's all for now. Goodbye.